Stephen is obviously very integral, but that just evolved from he was an agent with me.
Yeah.
He's as much between me and him. Like that's where the real big growth came from.
Yeah.
It was like the marriage of those two mindsets, I think. So we started where we have our CSuite, which is really just me, Stephen, and Jeff right now. Stephen kind of that chief marketing officer. It's more like CTO. It's more of a technology type of role. So I'm still pretty ingrained in the marketing side of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow this director level. So you have a director level where you have your director of contracting, director of commissions, director of videography, director of or creative director. Then starts the director of carrier relations. These are all small roles you're offloading. So like board meetings or things that they want to build a relationship with the carrier, it's all his job. And then and I saw that, and then you fast forward, and there was just one day where I'm like talking to these carriers all the time about stuff, and I was like, it is a whole role. It's not that I would never talk to the carrier anymore, but if I can get someone else doing that, that's one role, right? And then so when Jeff was my first graphic design hire, well, I wanted to make him operational. That was because we hired more graphic designers. They're very talented. And so I was like, okay, I can push the graphic design on them. But then came like, who is the point person on creative? And so we had to evolve like a creative director out of that. And it just becomes where you're creating hierarchical infrastructure, which early on I was kind of against. So I was like, I don't want to tell anybody that person's boss or whatever, but as you get bigger, you just have to, it has to be this like web of people. Yeah. And, but I'm still kind of like, he immediately took off some stuff off of me, but then we're still trying to get him to where he can take off, tons of things.
Yeah.
But that becomes a very valuable role too. So then, compensation has to make sense for that, because, if somebody's going to commit to that, it can't be a job anymore. It's a career. Like you got to be like vested in it, like it's your business.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't go out and like find somebody. I was like, oh, I'm going to make you the COO. Yeah. Just like as you hire people, you just figure out like, I think this would work for that person. And I think actually what started happening with Jeff is I was starting to put these things on him, because he was like volunteering for like anything he would see me to be done, he would do it, even if it had nothing to do with his role. Yeah. And so then I would put stuff on him, and then one day he asked me, he was like, I think I'm evolving into this person, and so it became like a conversation between me and him about his role and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it evolved from there. But Stephen is obviously very integral, but that just evolved from he was an agent with me. Yeah. He's as much between me and him. Like that's where the real big growth came from. Yeah. It was like the marriage of those two mindsets, I think, and his ability to sit there and just make some of the stuff that he can do. Like I was technically inclined, and up until he got there, I was like, everyone's like, oh, Justin's real smart with computers. That's why we're at so much business, because he figured out Facebook ads and all this stuff. And then Stephen comes and I was like, no, he's smart with this stuff. Like I was just smarter than all of y'all with it. So
going back to like 10 years. Yeah. When you started growing, like this is where I'm at. So have you had it where you were 10 years ago, you were hiring people saying, I need someone to do this, figure it out, and then hoping that they would be able to figure it out without putting a lot of time and effort into it, and realizing that they're just an employee, they don't take it seriously? Yeah. We definitely did. And but you'd find you would it was harder when we were really, really small. Yeah. Because why would somebody else buy into this business until you have, like now you hire somebody or you bring somebody in an interview, like they can be like, oh, okay, there's like a cultural thing here. This is a real business. Like there's a lot of moving parts and stuff. It's still small relatively, but to somebody coming into an office, like most people have worked for an office with less employees than this one has. Yeah. So
So it's easier now. But like early on, yeah, I think several people we hired early on that that didn't work out at all, because why would they have bought in? I even went through like temp agencies and stuff. Terrible. The kind of people that I think go through a temp agency to get a job, and they're automatically was bad. But went through several people, like hired a waitress one time that didn't work out, like all these, that. And so it's like eventually we just found those people that were eager enough to be there and be part of it, that whatever was in their way, they would figure it out.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It's time to grow your agency like a guru. Introducing Go Guru Pro. The Go High Level platform allows for minimizing software-based subscriptions and grants control over several facets of marketing and communication. Automate your workflow, communicate with your leads, book appointments in advance, and house all your clients in one secure location. Visit goguru.pro and schedule your one-on-one demo today.